what's up? This is Jake from Chestnut Kama, and we have a game here between Fabiano Caruana versus Anish Giri in the round 9 of the Candidates 2026. Let's go take a look and see if we can learn something from this game. We have here Fabiano Caruana playing white while Anish Giri playing black. E5 by Fabi. E4, E5 by Anish Giri, knight f3, knight c6, and bishop c4. So we have the Italian game, and Anish Giri replied with a Bucco piano, bishop c5. So white continued to play castle, knight f6 by black, and d3 by Fabi, black castles, knight bd2 by white, and d6 by black, c3 by white, and a5 by black here. So Fabi prepared h3 to control or defend this g4 square here. He doesn't want this light square bishop from black to go pin the knight to the queen, which is annoying. So instead, the light square bishop of Anish Giri goes to e6. Anish Giri wants to trade light square bishop, in which Fabi declined. He goes bishop b5 instead, attacking the knight. Bishop a7. Anish Giri doesn't want his bishop to be attacked by b4 here by white a3 and a3 b4, or even d4. He doesn't want that, so instead he goes immediately to a7. He doesn't want to give white a tempo playing this kind of moves, attacking his bishop. Here Fabi played rook e1, knight e7 by Anish Giri. He wants to use his knight and go to g6. And here Fabi played d4, attacking the center, and black continued to play g6, maintaining the pressure here, maintaining the tension in the center. He played knight g6, and Fabi played bishop d3, looking to use this bishop in this diagonal here. And in this position right here, Anish Giri saw an opportunity to play knight h6. I mean knight h5, planning to go f4, and white cannot really stop this. Or maybe he can by playing knight f1, which Fabi did, knight f1, and white can capture the knight if he goes knight f4 by black, and Fabi did not capture the knight on f4, which is a very good outpost for black here. If Fabi capture this, black can just recapture with another knight, and there's still a knight here. And white cannot play g3, as this pawn will become undefended and bishop can take it. So it's going to be annoying for white. So instead, Fabi just let this knight on f4 for the moment, and this knight is very good here. He can capture the bishop if he wants to, or the knight can also remain here as long as black wants. Fabi played knight g3, and Anish captured, did not even second guess. She captured the bishop on d3, and white captured back with the queen, and Anish played a4, wants this pawn to go run to the other side. And okay, principle in the chess, if black is attacking on the side, you go counter in the center, d5. So Fabi thought for like 20 minutes actually, before he played d5, which the engine did not really like the move, which was not in the top three best move according to the engineer. The engine wants Fabi or white to just go bishop e3 connects the rook and develop this dark square bishop, defend this pawn, maintain the pressure or the tension, and that's it. That's what the engine wants. And Fabi had another idea, I guess. So he played d5, attacking the last square bishop of black. Bishop d7 by Anish Giri. And here we have bishop g5 by white, f6 by black, and here bishop goes to e3. They exchange bishop, and here white did not take with the rook. He takes with a pawn. This pawn defends a square here, so this knight cannot plant itself on f4. So here Giri played d5. White cannot capture because it's defended by the last square bishop of black, and here b4 by white, in which black captured by en passant. A captured b3 and queen b8 by Anish, c4 by Fabi, queen b6 attacking the e3, which is defended by the queen here and the rook. Nothing to worry about for white, and white played knight f5. And here rook f e8 by black, just using this rook here, defending this square. Should this knight go here, even though it's being protected by this black knight, but you know, you can still use this rook here. This rook wasn't doing anything on the f8 square, so he played rook f e8. And here we have white playing knight 3 to h4 here, using the other knight to go exchange the knight. Fabi played, Giri played b4. Just let this knight, if you want to capture, just capture it again, recapture with a pawn. Nothing. I've got a problem with that. So b4 by Giri, and king h2 now by Fabi. So Fabi avoids this diagonal here because there's a queen eyeing for the king here, even though there's a pawn, but it's better to be safe. Okay, so h2, king h2 by white, and here we have rook a3 now. White can capture, but then black can recapture with a pawn, and black has a passed pawn, which is very dangerous for white, actually, as this pawn, if this pawn goes to a3, there's only a few squares before it promotes. So here we have white. We have here rook a b1 defending the pawn, and rook e2, a very important rank occupied by black. If you are black and you occupy this rank here, the second rank, you're gonna have a very good position over white here. So Fabi was happy with that. He goes a2, controlling this rank here, and queen d1 by Anish Giri, queen d1 by Fabi now, and Giri exchange the knight capture on h4, and rook e a8. So doubling the rook on this rank, this file, on the a file, and we have rook e2. Fabi wants to trade one of the rooks here as he gets nervous of this rook on the second rank. So here Anish played queen a7, so a battery, 3 pieces now on this file. If white capture, black can recapture with a queen, and black still owns this second rank. Here white played rook c1, defending the pawn. He was probably planning to push this pawn here, hence the rook c1 move. And here Anish just played queen b6 again, and knight f3 by Fabi. Black goes a6, knight e1. Fabi wants to use his knight, king h7. Anish Giri just develops, preparing his black queen in case something happens on the king side. Here, white finally takes the rook on a2. Rook recaptured back by black, and knight on c2 square defending the e3 as this pawn is being attacked by the black queen. Here, bishop e8 by Anish and rook d3. So Anish was planning to go bishop e8 and then bishop g6, defending this weak pawn by white. And of course, Fabi saw that. He played queen d3, defending the pawn here, but bishop g6 anyway by black, which is a very good position by this light square bishop. Here we have rook a1. Rook a1 by Fabi wants to trade the last rook of the game, in which Anish Giri accepted, and knight captured on a1. And now at this point of the game, black is better, as this knight is not doing anything for the moment, only defending this b3 pawn, which is not in danger actually. And black has a very useful bishop attacking the pawn here, and look at the space here. Black has more space than white, and the engine favors black here. And here, black continued to play c5. White can take en passant here, but Fabi did not take en passant. He just played queen g3. Alright, so probably Fabi was thinking, okay, I've got a limited square for my queen here. Queen cannot really leave this pawn because it's being attacked by the bishop, and my knight wasn't really in a good spot, so I think I need to get my king out and help in the game, which the engine did not really like. So the engine wanted Fabi. According to the engine here, the better move by white after c5 by black as the capture with en passant here. Capture, queen capture back, just opens up this file here for white and use the knight. Knight c2. Black can capture the pawn with the bishop, but then white can also capture the b4 pawn attacking the queen. So black can capture the queen, but then white can also capture the queen, and everything is equal. A little bit better for black, but not really so much. So that's what the engine wants white to do. So that's what the engine wants, but instead, after c5 by black, Fabi goes king g3, in which the engine did not like, and the evaluation bar just drops. And now black has a 2.7 advantage for black. Yeah, so here the game continued with queen a7 attacking this lonely knight on a1. Queen b1 defends both the knight at the same time this pawn here. And h5 by Anish Giri. King e3. Now it's all up to the white. It's all up to the white queen here to defend the pawn and probably use his queen, free this queen from just defending the pawn. So yeah, h4 by Anish. King g4 now attacking the pawn, and queen goes e7. He just left the pawn here. You can take that if you want, according to Anish. And here queen d3. Queen goes back to d3, and we have f5 by Anish, and he takes f5, and we have the brilliant move, the only brilliant move of this game, king h6. And here in this exact position, Fabiano Caruana resigned. So why did he resign here? So let us take a look here. What's the idea of this move? Queen h6, seemingly sacrificing the bishop. Okay, as we can see, we have to look at this white king here. this white king only has one square. You can only go to this f3 square here. You cannot go here as there's the pawn defending it. Also this one, there's a pawn. And also this one, obviously, right? So Anish played king a6 to play queen g5. There's a threat of queen g5 check, which is really good for black. But more importantly, Anish was planning to play e4, blocking the escape route of the white queen, and then play queen g5, checkmate. Okay, let's just see. What if white plays capture? He goes capture the bishop here, and e4 by black with a tempo to the queen, and queen can move anywhere. We can just go to f1, and then there's queen g5, checkmate, right? So what if white does not take the bishop? What if you just go king f3, e4 anyway by black, queen capture? Okay, I'm still good. Okay, white's still good. So what now, black? So black can play bishop h5 with a check. Now this king cannot go to f2 because the king needs to defend the queen, because the queen is being attacked by another queen on the opposite side. So king goes to f4, right? The only square to defend, to continue defending this queen, and then we have the same move, queen g5, checkmate. So yeah, that's it. White cannot really do anything here after this king h6 move. This is all lost for white here. So Fabi, right, he was calculating that, okay, this is a lost game. Not a bad idea to, and not really a good idea to move your king out. He had no choice, man. He had to defend the pawn by the queen, which was really annoying. So are there any way white can save the game here? I think there is none, as the only way to probably continue the game was to just sacrifice this queen. White can sacrifice a queen, but it's not really good for white anyway. So yeah, what a win by Anish Giri. He took advantage of the fact that he had a better bishop and more space to work around, while white had the opposite of having a bad knight in the corner and a limited space for the white queen. Actually, Fabi knew that his position was not really good, so he tried to use his king by moving forward and hoping to turn the game around, but instead it became easy for black to trap the white king, and for that reason he lost the game. Alright, so that's it. If you are still watching until now, thank you for watching till the end, and please be careful. If you are planning to get your king out when your opponent still has a queen, you have to remember this game. Have fun playing chess.